These risers are so nice, so lightweight, and the lines on the 16 unsheathed, they're like so nice. Toggle design, if you remember from the 23, these are the toggles that you stick on and they come on, but then you can't take them off unless you pull down. And this one, remember one gripe I had was it was tied backwards. Not really a gripe because, I mean, it's a simple change, but this is tied the proper way from the factory. They did it right. Trim tabs, super nice. They're short little guys, kind of like the free ride. All the way in is your neutral spot. Nice and simple. Alrighty, wing is laid out. I didn't even kite it up. I just stretched it out, checked my lines, and I love those risers. That is a good riser. No crazy buckles, no tip steering handles, no unnecessary bits. They're just perfect in my opinion. I would say it's a setup where 1/3 of the speed is in the trims and the next 2/3 is in the speed bar, which is how the free ride is. I'm a fan of. The toggles are tied correctly, as they should be from the factory, and she's ready to go. Now the winds right now, they're dying down, but there's just a little bit, maybe up to 3 miles per hour. So that's the situation. Not a 0 wind launch, but this is gonna be my first attempt at a launch on the 16 size of this wing. So let's get geared up, let's get the helmet on, the jacket on, and we'll see how she flies. I'm stoked. This wing has a lot of promise to me. So I hope it's as good as I'm hoping. All right, here we go. Niviuk, 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 Niviuk. Cougar 316. Take one. So the launch was nice and easy. Launch number 1, I didn't really hit it very hard. I just kind of ran forward. It came right up and waited for me, and I took right off. Nice and easy, good efficiency. When I got in that brake pressure, it lifted me right off the ground without much effort at all. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat was the efficiency. This glider feels pretty fast, even trimmed all the way in, and it requires a little bit less RPM than my freeride does at a similar trim setting. When I came off of the power, I could feel that it had a better glide rate. It just wanted to hang up there. Now the 2D toggle system with the tip tied on the right side that I would prefer just from the factory as it should be, felt really nice. You get some good definition. It definitely feels unique and different, and I like the idea of the split 2D steering design on that toggle. So as I started to do some low slalom type turns, I started to get a feel for the handling of the glider. And what I noticed right off the bat was it didn't feel like a slalom glider. It felt more like a cross-country oriented glider. That's exactly how Niviuk pitches it. They say it is a cross-country wing. So what I mean by this is the roll axis. A slalom wing will bank into a turn really fast and it'll kind of want to stay there. The Cougar 3 doesn't bank into turns very quickly or with light pressure like a slalom glider, and when you release the pressure, it wants to come back to neutral. The cool thing about that is that means when you're on a cross-country flight and you're getting bumped around, it does not want to oscillate. It wants to track a straight line, and that's super, super good for cross-country. Now, all that being said, it's still a 16-meter glider, and you can throw it around like anything else. Down low slalom turns, up high wing overs, it performed very nice. It tracked like it was on rails, and you can throw it through some pretty massive wing overs without any real effort. While I was up high, I tried some deep brakes, and it felt very predictable. You can get really nice pressure, and unlike the Carve, it didn't have that characteristic where you feel the reflex profile. The Cougar 3 felt very linear and very natural, like I would expect it to be. Now, like I mentioned, I won't be trying the speed bar until the next flight in the next video, but I did try the trims, and what I noticed was when I let the trims out, I felt like I gained a significant amount of speed, but I didn't increase my RPM significantly. Now that goes to show that it is a really good cross-country wing. It has a decent amount of speed in the trimmers, and it does it efficiently. It doesn't require you to be at full power, just on trims. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the speed bar tests go and see what that top speed is, and I'm sure it's gonna be fast. Now, as I came in for a landing on the very first landing, I purposefully wanted to flare high to see where that stall point break is. What I found was the stall point was very, very deep. I got a really good pressurized positive flare, held it all the way down, and I was still about a foot off the ground. And then I found that stall point and the wing buckled and fell back. On my second attempt, I hit it a lot harder and it popped right up really fast, and I actually jabbed the brakes momentarily to stop it. It didn't want to fall down or do anything crazy and just let me take off on my merry way. On my second landing, I didn't purposefully flare high. I just flared as I normally would. I didn't hit that stall point. I got down to a nice slow speed with really positive, good brake pressure. All right, initial first impressions. I've got 2 flights, about 30 minutes of flight time on the wing so far, and there's not really anything I can say bad about it. I feel like this wing it fits in a very small category or kind of creates its own category. This fits in a category where it's closer to the slalom efficiency that you get on a very advanced wing. Not the slalom responsiveness, but all the good cross-country features. Comfortable in turbulence, very locked in, doesn't want to oscillate. I feel like this would be an ideal Icarus wing or an ideal Iceland cross-country deep exploration wing. What I'm really excited to find out is when I hook up the speed bar, go trims out and bar and see how fast it goes, because I think it's going to be really fast. The Judson Mobile is just landing on his new Scout, aka Woody's old Scout, and I'll see if he wants to take her up for a rip and see what his impressions are. All right, we only have 8% on this battery, so hopefully it lasts. I'm gonna talk fast. Judson's gonna go flyer. We'll see how he does.
Look at that recovery. What a guy. What a wing.
I think Judson likes it. That was a fast one.
Oh. It's everything I want the Doberman to be.
Really?
Yeah, did you trim it out?
Yeah. It feels like it goes.
It feels like it's really fast. That was like, I didn't trim it out past this.
I felt like when I trimmed out, it gained a lot of speed, but my RPM wasn't much higher. Not like the free ride, I felt like has a little more RPM to it, trimmed out.
Yeah, it makes you work for things a little bit still.
What do you think's more responsive, your 18 Doberman or this?
Oh, this is way more responsive.
Interesting.
I don't know. Like the Doberman feels laggy and slow, and I think it's just because it's big.
Right.
Like when I came by you and foot drug and then hung that massive turn over you.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that on that.
Huh.
Like it doesn't respond fast enough to flick it over.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing I took away from this is like the tip steer is way more responsive than that.
Interesting. So before we end the video, I want to give a huge thank you to my friends over at Team Fly Halo for ordering this wing for the demo and shipping it out and allowing me to fly it. I think this wing fits in a category where it would be really good for an advanced pilot that doesn't want to go to the extreme expert level slalom glider that accepts a bit more risk. If they don't need something like that, I think this would be a great wing for them. Wings like the Freeride are made to be unstable so that you get that crazy roll rate performance. What you sacrifice is the stability. When you get external forces hitting you, you're gonna react to it and it's gonna wanna roll. This wing takes kind of the best of those two worlds. You get the efficiency and the speed of a slalom glider, but the stability of a cross-country wing. So I hope you enjoyed the initial first impressions and unboxing. As I said, I'm going to be doing more with this wing in the future, so stay tuned for more comprehensive reviews on it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till the next one, peace.